Good morning. I am Jeff Fisher, Bishop Suffragan in the Episcopal Diocese of Texas, and it's my honor and privilege to be back here again with you at Good Shepherd to commemorate Palm Sunday, the Sunday of the Passion. And especially today to be here to confirm and receive this amazingly large group of people who are in this confirmation class, and a real breakthrough and historic moment in the life of this congregation. Let's give all of those who prepared a round of applause. And things like this moment does not happen by accident without excellent leadership. And so today we celebrate, George, your leadership among us, and thank you so much for everything you do for all of us here. Now, I went to college at the University of Texas, which was evidenced by the awesome burnt orange shirt that you gave me last year on my last visitation. And when I was at UT, I had two very good friends named Mark and Marcia. And after college, Mark and Marcia got married. And my wife and I have now been friends with Mark and Marcia for well over 30 years. Of course, as it is with good friends, over these 30-plus years, we have become a part of each other's families. We have shared in the baptisms of all of our children. We have shared in graduations and been a part of each other's family weddings. Last summer, Marcia called me with distressing news. Marcia's father was in the hospital. You see, they had all been at a restaurant for a big family birthday, having fun and celebrating, yet then her dad from that restaurant got food poisoning. And from the food poisoning, one thing quickly led to another, with her dad quickly going down into heart failure. After a few days, Marcia's dad stabilized, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Yet, realistically, Marcia and her family prepared for a long road of health problems and of lengthy suffering. Then on a Sunday morning early, very, very early, just about at dawn, I got a call on my cell. And looking on the screen, it was Marcia. And when I answered, I heard, "Jeff, my dad is dead!" Then uncontrollable weeping and unconsolable wailing and anguish sounds of deep, deep grief. "He's dead, Jeff! He's really dead!" Listening to was the voice of God. Many people what God looks like. Many people wonder what God sounds like. And we might think that we see God when we see a magnificent sunset or the unfolding beauty of spring. Yet Jesus Christ, on his cross, shows us a unique and different way to God. If you want to see what God looks like, then look at the cross. And if you want to hear what God sounds like, then listen to the voices from the cross. Jesus on his cross speaks with the voice of God. Jesus on his cross, with uncontrollable and inconsolable anguish, sounds of deep, deep grief, cries out, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which is simply a quote from the Hebrew Scriptures from Psalm 22. Jesus is God with us. Jesus cries out with us in our times of suffering and of tragedy and of death, quoting from the 22nd Psalm, my God, why have you forsaken me? Because when we hear the anguished voice of those in loss and grief, then we hear what God sounds like. When we look at the cross, then we see what God looks like. For the message, my friends, of the cross is foolish. Yet the message of the cross is that there is no place, no grief, no tragedy, no loss, no place where God is not right there with us. To your office and says, we're going to have to eliminate your position. Then listen to the angry cries of insignificance and shame, and listen to what God sounds like. When a spouse comes home and announces, I want a divorce, then listen to the anguished cries of lost love and betrayal, and listen to what God sounds like. When we see the children who are victims of chemical weapons in Syria, then listen to the horrible cries of those grieving parents, and listen to what God sounds like. The cross of Jesus is the way and the truth and the life. And Jesus is on our cross with us. Jesus is God with us. Early on a Sunday morning, my cell phone rang. And on the other end of the phone was my friend Marcia, crying, Jeff, my dad is dead! Of other people on their cross, and hear the voice of God.